Okay, let me repeat this. This is problem number 4. It's a long division problem as far as I'm concerned. Are there easier ways of doing long division? Certainly, there's many ways to do long division. And there's other things you could do besides long division, factoring and things like that. And, I'm saying that, looking at the outcomes of it, it sure does look like it's going to be an easy problem to do. And I'm seeing it. Now, certainly, I don't have enough room to do it on this piece of paper, so I need to go to another piece of paper, but I don't want to lose track of the problem. It's on another computer screen, by the way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this up, and I'm going to go to another sheet of paper. You hopefully recognize that problem there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to write it down for you. And what am I writing down? I'm going to write the long division down for you. And the long division, it's going to be a long one too. It's not an easy one. So it's going to be a cubed minus b cubed. And then what do you get? You get minus 3a squared. Oh, my screen went dead on me. It went to sleep, by the way, so I'll wake it up. So minus 3a squared b, and then plus 3ab squared. Now, by the way, it's sort of recognizable, and I'll talk about that a little bit later, but right now, you probably don't recognize it, depending on how much algebra you had in the past before taking this class. So let's take a look, and what am I dividing it into? Oh, boy, I'm dividing it into something, a fifth-degree polynomial. And this is a5, and then I'll write that next thing minus b5, and the next one's going to be minus 5, a 4b, and these are really recognizable polynomials, but again, when I say they're really recognizable, you may not be able to recognize them, but I'll talk about that a little bit further. And what do I get there? It looks like ab4, and then plus 10a cubed, and then b squared. Wow, is this thing ever going to end? And then minus 10 a squared b cubed. All right, I'm just going to, and I'm going to erase it, by the way, but rearranging these things is not a bad idea, but I'm going to erase it. I'm just going to do division as it's written. So if I were to rearrange these things just by looking at the descending nature of the a's, this would look like this, right? Just the descending nature of the a's. And I'll be honest with you, you may or may not recognize this guy, but if you do, this is just a minus b cubed. All right. Now I'm going to do the other one, and I'm going to erase it too, but I just want to point out I still want to do the long division, but I'm going to write in descending powers of a. And I'm just copying. Let's see, descending powers of a, right? So what is there a square? Yeah, there is, minus 10 a squared b cubed. And there's a very nice pattern to the problem, by the way. And then let's see, is there an a there? Yeah, look at that, 5 a b to the 4. And then last one, it's got minus b to the 5. Now let me see if I copied it right. So a5, a4, a3, a2, a1, a none. b5, b4, b3, b2, b1, b none. Minus 5, 10. Yeah, looks great. And by the way, you may recognize this one to be a minus b to the 5th power. You may. You may not recognize it. And so if I were looking at that division problem, what would it be? And I'm going to erase this, by the way. I'd be looking at a minus b to the 5th power over a minus b cubed, which I know to be a minus b squared, which I know to be pretty simple, a squared minus 2ab plus b squared. So here's the claim. I'm claiming at the very end of this thing, and I really mean that this thing's probably going to work out just to be like what I believed it to be, which is going to be a squared minus 2ab plus b squared, or the a minus b quantity squared, all right? Now, granted, long division can be very tedious, but if you have some special knowledge and you say to yourself, I don't really need to do all that long division business, that's fine. We don't mind. I would encourage it, by the way. All right, I got to go through it though. And as I do it, you might say it's really, really difficult. But I'm going to say, how do I get a5? I'm going to say a squared. And I have no column where I could put the a squared, so I'm going to put it anywhere. Whoops, sorry about that. And what would that give you? I'll be careful. a5, a little line over here, and then you'd get minus a squared b cubed. Let me re-put that. You would get minus a squared b cubed. All right, let me go to the next one. What's the next one going to be? Minus 3a4. What's the next one going to be? Plus 3a cubed b squared. And now I'm going to subtract. And I find this difficult too. Well, I get minus b5. And then when you get up there, you get minus 2a4b plus 5ab4 plus 7a cubed b squared minus 9a squared b cubed. Repeat. Now someone says, how are you going to do that one? And I know it's not a multiple of A that I'm going to be looking at, but it's a multiple of B now. And what's that multiple going to be? Let me write that down for you. It looks like minus B squared that would accomplish that. And I got to do the multiplication now. And it's tough. So let's do that. And I'm going to do minus B squared times A cubed. Oh boy, what would that give you? And that would give you minus A cubed B squared minus A cubed b squared. Then what do I get? Oh, I'm sorry. It's plus. I made a mistake. Again, because I want it to be minus the b5. So minus b5. But you catch your errors as you go along. And then what do you get? You're going to get minus 3a squared b squared. I'm sorry, b cubed. I'm sorry. What's the next one going to be? Plus 3ab 4. I got to subtract now. And what are you going to get? Minus 2a4b. And then you're going to get plus 2ab4 plus 6a cubed b squared minus 6a squared b cubed. I got to get a match. And someone says, how are you going to do that? I'm looking around for one. And as I see it, I'm trying to think where I'm going to get that guy. And I got to be honest with you, I think I can do it. And I'm looking. And I'm looking. And I got a match over here. And I'm looking for it. And I'm going to say minus 2ab. Let's see if that works. What do you get? Minus 2a4b. What's the next one going to be? Plus 2ab4. What's the next one going to be? 6. 6 what? A cubed b squared. What's the next one going to be? Minus 6a squared b cubed. Well, lo and behold, what happens? Remainder 0. You might think that's a miracle. No, they're written to work. So what's my answer over here? This is my answer over here. Now, again, I'm going to say, not necessarily, but maybe you recognize this through all your multiplication experience, that this is just simply a minus b squared. Again, what do I recommend? Look at the answer key, and the answer key is staring at you. It says a squared plus b squared minus 2ab, and then it says it's the same thing as a minus b quantity squared. All right? Again, thank you for paying attention.